Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Monday Moments. I am so excited to be back. I've taken a few days off. I really needed a couple of days just to step back from stuff because this has been a very busy year for me thus far. And so I needed to regroup, rejuvenate, to renew my mind, refresh. I needed all of it. So I'm just so grateful to feel my spirit is in a place of being refreshed. So I appreciate God for what He's doing in my life. But I really want to share this testimony with you all. So 2 years ago, for some of you who may not know, I wrote a book called There's More in You, Breaking Free from the Chains That Keep You Bound, which is on Amazon and on my website, thereismoreinyou.com. And when I wrote this book, as I finished writing the book and everything, and I remember getting my book in my hand for the first time, it was an amazing feeling. For those of you who know, who have written a book or whatever it is, if you once you completed something and you have that material in your hand, whether it be the certificate from school, whatever it is an amazing feeling to receive something that you've worked hard and to see your work come to pass. So after I finished everything, had my book signed and all that amazing stuff, I was able to connect with some great people. And when I connect with them, I met some great people in business who really wanted to help me and wanted to show me how to do things. And I remember there was a young man that I met who was a lawyer. And he said some things to me. He said, I really need to share this with you because it's important that you know this. And sometimes you all, when people share things with you, they're really trying to help you. Most times, most people are really trying to help you. They're not trying to harm you. And it may have came out wrong, but the intentions were pure. So this gentleman said to me, you know, you have an amazing book. And I remember bringing him all my material to his office to show him what I had. And he was as if I didn't, you know, he didn't know that the book was actually completed at the time. So when I showed him everything and we went through it and he saw some things and each page he made some marks and said, let's do this, blah, 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 blah. And with that being said, he said to me, as you progress, now this was at the time a complete stranger. However, I don't believe everybody's a stranger. And God placed people in your life for a reason. And so as he was looking at my book and we were talking, I was telling him about the things that God has blessed me, you know, the stuff that I see, my vision, what I want to happen for Karana K. Wilson, what I see for Karana. And as I was explaining this to him, this is his response to me. He said, as you grow, because this book is just a stepping stone to where you're going. But you want to do this way and change the name, not the name of the book, but the name of your company to make sure that as you grow, you're not stuck to this one capacity. And he explained to me about entities, and this is how you want this to go because you're branching off and you're doing these things. Now, again, he's not a stranger, but what's amazing to me, I really went in the office to show him what I had, but he had a word for me that I needed to hear pertaining to me. And so he looked over my information. He said, well, this is what we're going to do because I want to make sure as you grow that stuff is in order because you don't want to not have things in order and constantly keep doing stuff and keep writing more books and you haven't done this thing in order. And he said, so we're going to take our time. It's going to be time consuming, but we're going to finish this, Karana. We're going to finish it. And so people keep asking, when are you going to write your book? When are you going to write your book? And I'm like, I'm not in a rush to write another book. But there is another one coming at some point. But as him and I were talking, he said, this is what I need for you to do. So 2 years ago, him and I were working on getting my book registered through the United States Registry Office, Copyright and Registry Office. And so a couple of weeks ago, again, it's been 2 years. We've been working consistently, blah, 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 making some changes, slowly moving, not rushing, just the process of taking our time. You know, we were going back and forth. We need to do this, blah, 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 blah. So this week, you all, I received, you may not be able to really see it, but I received my certificate of registration for the United States copyright for my book, meaning that it is registered through the United States. I just want to encourage someone. If you're writing a book, if you have some material, something that you're working on, please take your time. Do not rush doing this. Do things in decency and order. At the time, I couldn't understand certain things he was sharing with me, and I'm like, God, I know lawyers can shoot straight at the hip, but his intentions were pure, but he needed to share this with me because it was important that I needed to know this, because he saw something greater in me at the time that I really didn't see in myself. And it was a team of them, because see, this is where you're going to be, blah, 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 blah. That's why it's important to get the right team of people around you, not the ones that you're familiar with, not the ones that you tell your business with all the time, but there are people that are outside that is so excited about your growth, that is so excited about your destiny and where you're going, that they can see things. They have no hidden agendas, no motives, don't want anything from you. One, some of them are doing their job. That's one. Two, they really want to see you succeed. They really want to see this thing come to pass. So I'm grateful to God for the coaches I had, for the mentors, for the friends, everybody that was circled around me who shared some things. And I even thank God for the noise of the voices that were discouraging to me, that were really trying to make me believe that this is not what God told me to do. That was, I'm going to tell you, out of all those other people that were assigned to me to empower me, encourage me, I really do appreciate the discouragement. Because the reason why, it showed me who I am. It showed me really what I was made of. And they are assigned to get me distracted. So do not blow them off, people. Do not blow them off when they say certain things that may seem as if they're trying to push you away from what God has called you to do. But I just really want to share this testimony. I had something else that I was planning and studying for, but God places on my heart this morning to really encourage you. Whatever God is telling you to do in this season, please obey the voice of God. Don't allow your feelings to hinder your obedience. Don't allow how you feel to hinder what you need to do. It is very important, especially in this hour, as he shifts you into wherever he's taking you. If it's in him, whatever direction God is shifting you in, trust the Lord with all thy heart and lean not to your own understanding. And in all your ways acknowledge him. The promise is he will direct your path. That's Proverbs 3:5-6. That is his promise to us. And so I just thank God for those persons and that team, the team of lawyers who really encouraged me. The investment that it took, the time, the energy, and even the little bit of frustration with it of, man, this is a lot of work. And yes, greatness takes a lot of time. It takes time to pursue some things. That you have to build another backbone to get things done. So again, don't allow your feelings to hinder your obedience to God. And I really felt led in my spirit. I know God led me to share this with somebody. And it's not about the book, but it was about the principle. If God is telling you to slow down, I got you. Don't publish it yet. Take your time, because here's the thing. You want to make sure you heal from some of the things you share, from everything that you're sharing in your book. You want to make sure that when somebody read this, you're good. God has healed you. He's delivered you. You're not trying to expose anybody. You want to share your story to someone so they can be encouraged, empowered to go into the next level, to do what God has called them to do through your story, as you are being vulnerable and sharing those things that God has delivered you from. It doesn't matter if it's a book, a CD, or a salon, a business, whatever it is God has blessed you with, your church, or doors that he's opened, a daycare center. If he's put it on your heart, take your time. Get the right team of people around you to make sure that your things are done in decency and order. Because we don't want to shout our way and don't have things in order. We really want to make sure we do everything in order. Because when God created us, he did everything in order. We are his people. He loves us. He does everything pertaining to us in decency and order. God has never failed us. He's given us the tools that we need to do things. He's shown us. He put people around us to show us. He's even showed us some things that we've done wrong so we don't have to repeat it again. So I pray this has been a blessing to someone. It's a process. Don't rush the process. Please don't rush it. It takes time. When I wanted to rush, I remember step back and say, okay, why do I feel anxious? It's going to get done. It's going to happen when it happens. It's going to be the right person that's going to pick up your book, who's going to go onto your website, who's going to be at your conference, who's going to sit in the room when you're speaking at the right time. There's a word, a right time word that God has for you for that person only, and it's coming from you. So the time, God has everything in order for you. So I, again, pray that someone was blessed by that and know that you're not alone in this process as you're waiting. All of us have to wait. I heard in the message yesterday, it takes a strong person to wait on whatever it is you're praying and asking, and you're believing God for. You know God has promised it to you. He's a God that keeps his promise. He's a God that keeps his word. If he told you that, if he said that this is what you're going to do, guess what? It has to come to pass. God is not a man that he shall lie. He will not lie to us. If he's going to do it, he has to do it in his timing. So we just thank God for his timing. It's a process. No need to rush in anything, regardless of what you're doing. If that's, again, preparing for school or writing a book, you're dating, take your time, child. Please take your time. It is going to happen. And my last point, again, obey God no matter what. Your obedience to God could save someone's life. So obey the voice of God. Don't allow how you feel to hinder your obedience. Again, don't allow your feelings to hinder your obedience to God. God bless you. See you all next week. Have a fantastic week. And for those who haven't not already, subscribe to Karana K. Wilson's YouTube channel. And you can actually go on Amazon and purchase There's More in You, Breaking Free from the Chains That Keep You Bound. I appreciate everybody who has sown into my book, who've been blessed by it. And if you have and you want to encourage someone else to read it or and share this book with them, this is my story. This is how God has lifted me up out. And there is so much more that's coming out of me that he's going to put in my next book soon. So God bless you all. Have a fantastic week again.